Good afternoon. This is All India Radio. I am Nishit Kumar and with me is Prashant Kumar Sinha with the Midday News. The headlines. Drugs Controller General of India approves 2 COVID-19 vaccines, AstraZeneca's Covishield and Bharat Biotech's Covaxin for restricted use in emergency situation. Prime Minister Narendra Modi hails scientific community, says approval is a decisive turning point to strengthen a spirited fight. Country's COVID-19 recovery rate reaches 96.16%. Denmark's Oscar nominee, another round to be the opening movie at 51st International Film Festival of India in Goa. And heavy snowfall in South Kashmir and higher reaches of Ladakh. Rains lash Jammu region and also Delhi and adjoining areas. As the nation fights the COVID-19 pandemic, we begin with a message of precaution to stay safe and protected by following these 3 simple steps. Wear a face mask, maintain 2 gaz ki duri for social distancing, and focus on hand and face hygiene. And now the news in detail. The Drugs Controller General of India, DCGI, has given approval for restricted use in emergency situation of 2 COVID-19 vaccines, Serum Institute of India's Covishield and Bharat Biotech's Covaxin. The announcement was granting permission for these 2 vaccines was made by the Drugs Controller General of India, V.G. Somani, during a press conference this morning. 2 vaccines for coronavirus, Pune-based Serum Institute's Covishield and Bharat Biotech's Covaxin received emergency approval from the country's drug regulator today. Drug Controller General of India, V.G. Somani, said both firms submitted data on their trial runs and both have been granted permission for restricted use. Mr. Somani said DCGI will never approve anything if there is slightest of safety concern. The vaccines are 100% safe. The DCGI said the Central Drug Standard Control Organization, CDSCO, gave its approval, followed by the recommendation of the Subject Expert Committee, SEC, that recommended both the vaccines for emergency use.
CDSCO has decided to accept the recommendations of the expert committee, and accordingly vaccines of Messrs. Serum and Bharat Biotech are being approved for restricted use in emergency situation, and permission is being granted to Messrs. Cadila Healthcare for conduct of phase 3 clinical trial in India.
Mr. Somani said that the Serum Institute of India, Pune, submitted safety, immunogenicity and efficacy data generated on 23,745 participants, and the overall vaccine efficacy was found to be 70.42%. Further, the firm was granted permission to conduct phase 2 and 3 clinical trial on 1,600 participants within the country.
Serum Institute of India, Pune, has presented a recombinant chimpanzee adenovirus vector, Covishield, encoding the SARS-CoV-2 spike S glycoprotein with technology transfer from AstraZeneca, Oxford University. The firm submitted safety, immunogenicity and efficacy data generated on 23,745 participants aged more than or equal to 18 years or older from overseas clinical studies. The overall vaccine efficacy was found to be 70.42%.
He said the firm also submitted the interim safety and immunogenicity data generated from this trial, and the data was found comparable with the data from the overseas clinical studies. After detailed deliberations, Subject Expert Committee has recommended for the grant of permission for restricted use in emergency situations subject to certain regulatory conditions. He said the ongoing clinical trial within the country by the firm will continue. Mr. Somani said Bharat Biotech has developed a whole variant inactivated coronavirus vaccine, Covaxin, in collaboration with the Indian Council of Medical Research, ICMR, and National Institute of Virology, Pune, from where they received the virus seed strains. He said this vaccine is developed on ViroCell platform, which has well-established track record of safety and efficacy in the country and globally.
Messrs. Bharat Biotech has developed a whole virion inactivated coronavirus vaccine named Covaxin in collaboration with ICMR and National Institute of Virology, Pune, from where they received the virus seed strains. This vaccine is developed on Virocell platform, which has well-established track record of safety and efficacy in the country and globally.
The DCGI said that the Phase 3 efficacy trial of Covaxin was initiated in India in 25,800 volunteers, and till date, 22,500 participants have been vaccinated across the country, and the vaccine has been found to be safe as per the data available till date. He said the Subject Expert Committee, SEC, has reviewed the data on safety and immunogenicity of the vaccine and recommended for grant of permission for restricted use in emergency situation in public interest as an abundant precaution in clinical trial mode to have more options for vaccination, especially in case of infection by mutant strains. He said the ongoing clinical trial within the country by the firm will continue. He also informed that permission has also been granted to Cadila Healthcare for conduct of Phase 3 clinical trial, which has developed a novel coronavirus 2019 nCoV vaccine using DNA platform technology. He also said that the vaccines of Serum Institute of India and Bharat Biotech have to be administered in 2 doses, and all the 3 vaccines, including the vaccine of Cadila, have to be stored at -2 to 8 degrees Celsius.
Prime Minister Narendra Modi has said that the grant of approval by DCGI to vaccines of Serum Institute of India and the Bharat Biotech accelerates the road to a healthier and COVID-free nation. Congratulating the nation and the hard-working scientists and innovators of the country, Mr. Modi in a tweet said that it is a decisive turning point to strengthen a spirited fight. He said it would make every Indian proud that the 2 vaccines that have been given emergency use approval are made in India. The Prime Minister said that this shows the eagerness of our scientific community to fulfill the dream of an Atmanirbhar Bharat, at the root of which lies care and compassion. Mr. Modi said that we reiterate our gratitude to doctors, medical staff, scientists, police personnel, sanitation workers and all corona warriors for the outstanding work done, that too under adverse circumstances. He said we will remain eternally grateful to them for saving many lives. The director of the All India Institute of Medical Sciences, AIIMS, New Delhi, Dr. Randeep Guleria, said that all vaccine trials are under different stages of finalization. Many of the vaccines have completed Phase 3 trials, and once regulatory clearances are given, the Government of India will launch the COVID-19 vaccination program.
The Government of India has selected priority groups who will be vaccinated based on risk factors. The first group will include healthcare workers and frontline workers. The second group that will receive the COVID-19 vaccine will be persons over the age of 50 years and persons under 50 years with comorbid conditions. Well, vaccine for COVID-19 is voluntary. However, if you ask me, I think it is advisable to take the complete vaccine schedule as far as COVID-19 is concerned, because we want to protect ourselves and also protect our near and dear ones, our close contacts, our family members and our co-workers. All standard precautions, as have been followed in the past for giving vaccine approval, will be followed as far as this vaccine is concerned. The COVID-19 vaccine introduced in India will be as effective as any vaccine developed by other countries. So various phases of vaccine trials are undertaken to ensure its safety and efficacy. The vaccine is around the corner, and I think this is the time that all of us should have COVID-appropriate behavior so that we do not fall ill when the vaccine is just around the corner.
Soon after, the Drugs Controller General of India, DCGI, approved the emergency use of both Oxford AstraZeneca's Covishield and Bharat Biotech's Covaxin for immunization against COVID-19 in the country. CEO and owner of the Serum Institute of India, Adar Poonawalla, said that the vaccine will be rolled out in the coming weeks. In a tweet, he said Covishield, India's first COVID-19 vaccine, is approved, safe, effective and ready to roll out in the coming weeks, and thanked Prime Minister Narendra Modi, Union Health Minister Dr. Harshvardhan, Ministry of Health and Family Welfare and DCGI. Meanwhile, Maharashtra COVID-19 Task Force head Dr. Sanjay Oak has said that getting vaccinated with the COVID-19 vaccine should be considered as the national duty. More from our Mumbai correspondent.
Dr. Oak said that immunization is the need of the hour and added that by doing so a person protects himself by the virtue of development of neutralizing antibodies. Besides, the recipient also promotes the development of herd immunity. He said taking shots of the vaccine should be considered as a national duty similar to exercising right to franchise during election. Meanwhile, public health officials of the BMC have stated that the civic body is ready to inoculate the frontline workers of the city within 24 hours after the stock arrives. Kunal Shinde, AIR News, Mumbai.
The country's COVID-19 recovery rate has reached 96.16%. A total of 20,963 COVID patients recovered during the last 24 hours. According to Health Ministry, the total number of recoveries has gone up to 99,27,310. The actual caseload currently comprises only 2.39% of the total positive cases. Presently, the total number of active cases in the country is 2,47,220. During the past 24 hours, 18,177 new cases were reported, taking the total number of positive cases to over 1 crore 3 lakhs. The minister said that effective implementation of the strategic and graded test, track and treat approach has led to higher recoveries and lower fatality. Currently, India's case fatality rate is at 1.45%, which is one of the lowest globally. During the last 24 hours, 217 deaths were reported, taking the toll to 1,49,435. According to Indian Council of Medical Research, over 9,58,000 tests were conducted during the last 24 hours. The total number of samples tested so far has gone up to 17 crore 48 lakhs. The Tamil Nadu government is moving towards a zero occurrence goal of COVID-19 cases. Principal Health Secretary Dr. Radhakrishnan said that the dry run exercise conducted yesterday had proved that the stage has been set for administering the vaccine. He also assured that preparatory work for storage of vaccine coolers on a large scale as well as at the lower levels were ready for usage. A report from our Chennai correspondent.
With the vaccination drive given a full thrust, COVID-19 cases in the state are also on the decline, well below 1,000 every day. The health department had swiftly acted and controlled the cluster occurrence in the IIT campus. Though there is no need to alarm, another small cluster was identified in a star hotel in Chennai, and alert has been issued to all the luxury hotels to ensure that their staff are tested for the virus. The district collectors have also been asked to monitor the related situation accordingly. Joy, AIR News, Chennai.
In Karnataka, Bengaluru urban district has reported 343 new COVID cases yesterday and 1 death. As on date, 3,77,905 COVID positive patients have recovered from the infection, leaving 6,966 active cases in the district. More from our Bengaluru correspondent.
The COVID-19 positivity rate and the case fatality rate of Bengaluru urban district have declined. The positivity rate was 2.18% in November, which came down to 1.42% in December, and today in January it is 0.88%. Case fatality rate was 0.85% in November, 1.03% in December, and 0.64% today in January. The recovery rate in the city is 97.10%. The ward or zone-wise analysis shows that COVID infection high prevalence is seen in 10 wards and remains very low in 7 wards in the last 10 days. East Bengaluru is still in the grip of red zone with the highest number of COVID cases being reported here. Sudhindra, AIR News, Bengaluru.
The Union Territory of Puducherry has recorded 50 new COVID-19 cases after screening of 3,039 persons as on today. More from our Puducherry correspondent.
Of the 50 total new admissions, 25 are from Puducherry region, 5 from Karaikal and 20 from Mahi region. While 50 new cases recorded, 38 patients got cured and discharged. Statistics released by the health department revealed no death is reported today. Currently, there are 358 active cases, including 184 in hospitals and 174 under home quarantine. The total number of people tested so far reached 4,93,897 in the Union Territory. Chandramohan, AIR News, Puducherry.
In Mizoram, the COVID-19 recovery rate has improved to 97.25% as 4,111 patients have recovered from the infection so far. With this, the total number of active cases has also dropped down to 104. According to the state medical bulletins, 4 new cases were reported while 3 patients recovered in the past 24 hours. In Bihar, the COVID vaccine will be given to 4,39,000 health workers in the first phase of vaccination. Health Minister Mangal Pandey said the state government had already taken decision for free vaccination to all people of the state in a phased manner. Mr. Pandey said all preparations have been done now. Vaccination can begin anytime soon in Bihar after getting the center's nod. The first shots will be given to health workers and a database of government health workers has been prepared, while the private ones have been told to submit the list. Meanwhile, the COVID-19 recovery rate has improved to 97.61% in Bihar. 490 patients recovered during the last 24 hours, while 397 new cases were reported. So far, 2,47,579 patients have recovered in the state. Currently, 4,669 patients are undergoing treatment at various hospitals.
The News Services Division brings glimpses of the year that was in our special series Year-Ender 2020. COVID-19 pandemic has been the biggest story of the year, and India has seen the fight back against the COVID-19 pandemic under the dynamic leadership of Prime Minister Narendra Modi. A report from our correspondent on initiatives taken by the government for promoting the Fit India and Khelo India movement in the country.
Fit India and Khelo India have become a national movement today which carried the people of the country on a path of fitness and wellness. These initiatives have provided a unique platform for building a necessary ecosystem for making a healthier India. The Prime Minister Narendra Modi has urged the people to make fitness their lifestyle by adopting the mantra "Fitness की डोज आधा घंटा रोज."
इस मंत्र में सभी का स्वास्थ्य, सभी का सुख छिपा हुआ है। फिर चाहे योग हो या बैडमिंटन हो, टेनिस हो या फुटबॉल हो, कराटे हो या कबड्डी, जो भी आपको पसंद आए, कम से कम 30 मिनट रोज कीजिए। साथियों, आज दुनिया भर में फिटनेस को लेकर जागरूकता है।
It is said that fitness not only changes your body, it changes your mind, your attitude and your mood. With these objectives, Fit India movement was launched in 2019 and within a year this has turned into a people's movement. Fit India and Khelo India initiatives have created awareness and enthusiasm about health and fitness across the country. These initiatives have proved their relevance during the COVID-19 period when people adopted a healthy lifestyle and strongly fought against the coronavirus. Bhupendra Singh, AIR News, Delhi.
Talking to AIR News, Kargil war veteran and India's first Blade Runner, Major D.P. Singh, said that fitness should be an integral part of everyone's life.
Fit India movement is a very important movement launched by Government of India because Prime Minister साहब ने खुद अपने example को set करते हुए दिखाया. I am sure this is going to help out each one of us. There are various hidden jewels जो कि sports में बहुत अव्वल कर सकते हैं. तो आई एम श्योर खेलो इंडिया और फिट इंडिया का जो अमेलगमेशन हो रहा है, इससे ना सिर्फ फिटनेस और हेल्थ फैल रही है, बल्कि यंग ब्लड जिसमें वो जज्बा है, जुनून है देश के लिए कुछ करने का, उसको यूज करके देश के लिए मेडल जीतने की जो एक प्रवृत्ति है, जो एक तरीका है, वो फुलफिल होगा और सक्सेस हमारे को मिलेगी.
You are listening to the Midday News on All India Radio. A reminder of the headlines before we move on. Drugs Controller General of India approves 2 COVID-19 vaccines, AstraZeneca's Covishield and Bharat Biotech's Covaxin, for restricted use in emergency situation. Prime Minister Narendra Modi hails scientific community, says approval is a decisive turning point to strengthen a spirited fight. Country's COVID-19 recovery rate reaches 96.16%. Denmark's Oscar nominee Another Round to be opening movie at the 51st International Film Festival of India in Goa, and moderate to heavy rainfall in South Kashmir and the higher reaches of Ladakh. Rains lash Jammu region and also Delhi and adjoining areas. For quick news updates round the clock, follow us on our Twitter handle at AIR News Alerts.
चलो मिलकर एक शुरुआत करें, चलो एक फैसला आज करें, मास्क नहीं तो टोकेंगे, कोरोना को रोकेंगे, चलो एक इरादा करते हैं, चलो कुछ वादा करते हैं, मास्क नहीं तो टोकेंगे, कोरोना को रोकेंगे.
Welcome back. 51st International Film Festival of India, IFFI, will open on 16th January with the Indian premiere of the movie Another Round by Thomas Winterberg. The movie starring Cannes Best Actor Award winner Mads Mikkelsen is among a star-studded lineup of movies being showcased at IFFI. The movie is also Denmark's official entry to the Oscars. The festival will also witness the world premiere of Mehrunisa. The film by Sandeep Kumar will premiere mid-fest. The festival will close on 24 January with the India premiere of the historical drama Wife of a Spy by Kiyoshi Kurosawa. 51st IFFI is being organized from 16 to 24 January in Goa. This edition is being organized in a hybrid mode for the first time and will comprise of both online and in-person experience. The festival will be loaded with a lineup of famous movies with a total of 224 films from across the globe. This includes 21 non-feature films and 26 feature films under the Indian Panorama section. Media registration for the festival has opened recently and is available till the 10th of January. It is a matter of pride for India. Prime Minister Narendra Modi has been rated as the most popular head of state by an American research firm. According to research firm Morning Consult, over 75% people approved Mr. Modi, while 20% disapproved, putting his net approval rating at 55%. This is higher than any other world leader. The survey was conducted by the American firm in 13 countries, including the US, Japan and Brazil. Home Minister Amit Shah has hailed the Prime Minister for the global praises he is receiving in the backdrop of the COVID-19 fight that Mr. Modi led in India. Mr. Shah said the entire world is praising Mr. Modi for the way he is handling COVID-19 global pandemic, taking care of Indians and helping the world community in such challenging times. BJP President JP Nadda said the latest rating is a testimony of the Prime Minister's able leadership and hard work and is a thing of pride for all citizens of the country. Information and Broadcasting Minister Prakash Javadekar also congratulated the Prime Minister and said that it is a matter of pride for the country.
देश की विकास की उनकी एक निश्चित विजन है और उसके लिए वो कार्यक्रम बनाते हैं और सफल करते हैं। देश प्रथम यही उनकी धारणा है। देश के लिए सब कुछ और देश ही सब कुछ। इस धारणा से जो काम करते हैं, सबका साथ, सबका विकास, सबका विश्वास, आत्मनिर्भर भारत की दृष्टि रखते हैं, उसको लेकर आगे बढ़ना चाहते हैं। मेड इन इंडिया, मेड फॉर द वर्ल्ड, ये नारा लेकर आगे बढ़ते हैं। दुनिया में भारत का स्थान भी बढ़ गया, दबदबा भी बढ़ गया।
Meanwhile, Prime Minister has shared a poem written by him along with a video. The poem is titled Abhi to Suraj Uga Hai. The sun has just risen. Let's listen to the poem.
आसमां में सर उठाकर घने बादलों को चीरकर रोशनी का संकल्प ले, अभी तो सूरज उगा है। दृढ़ निश्चय के साथ चलकर हर मुश्किल को पार कर घोर अंधेरे को मिटाने अभी तो सूरज उगा है। विश्वास की लौ जलाकर विकास का दीपक लेकर सपनों को साकार करने अभी तो सूरज उगा है। न अपना न पराया, न मेरा न तेरा, सबका तेज बनकर अभी तो सूरज उगा है। आग को समेटते, प्रकाश को बिखेरता, चलता और चलाता अभी तो सूरज उगा है।
Several parts of Delhi and adjoining areas received moderate to heavy rainfall along with thunderstorms this morning. The India Meteorological Department, the IMD, had earlier predicted thunderstorms with light to moderate rainfall over some parts of South Delhi and some districts of Haryana. Both the maximum and minimum temperatures are expected to rise further over the next 2 days, with the IMD forecasting light to moderate showers tomorrow. Due to rains, the air quality is likely to remain largely in the moderate category from tomorrow onwards. Moderate to heavy snowfall engulfed South Kashmir and the higher reaches of Ladakh, while rains lashed Jammu division today. The Met Office has forecast widespread snowfall in many areas of the valley today and tomorrow, with heavy snowfall at isolated places. Traffic on the Srinagar-Jammu highway has been halted because of snow accumulation in the Jawahar Tunnel sector of the highway. As the night sky remained overcast, minimum temperatures improved throughout J&K and Ladakh. The 40-day-long period of harsh winter cold, locally known as the Chillai Kalan, will end on 31st of January.
Fresh snow and light rainfall intensified the cold wave conditions in Uttarakhand today. The weather experts have predicted no let-up in the situation for the next couple of days. Higher reaches of the state received fresh snowfall, while Haridwar, Dehradun, Pauri, Garhwal and Bageshwar witnessed light rainfall during the last 24 hours. Met Department predicts that the state is likely to receive rain and snowfall, which will bring the maximum temperature down by 3 to 4 degrees Celsius, while light to moderate rain and dense fog are also likely in the coming days. Now, let us take a look at the weather forecast for today. The national capital will have generally cloudy sky with light rain or drizzle. The temperature will vary between 9 and 19 degrees Celsius. Mumbai will have partly cloudy sky. Temperature will vary between 23 and 32 degrees Celsius. In Chennai, the sky will be cloudy. Temperature will hover between 24 and 28 degrees Celsius. Kolkata will have clear sky. The city observed a minimum temperature of 14 degrees Celsius, while the maximum could reach 26 degrees. In Srinagar, rain or snow is expected. Temperature will hover between 0 degrees Celsius and 6 degrees. In Jammu, the minimum temperature was 7 degrees Celsius, while the maximum will be around 15 degrees. The city will have generally cloudy sky with light rain. Leh will have cloudy sky. The minimum temperature was minus 16 degrees Celsius, while the maximum is expected to be minus 3 degrees. Gilgit will have partly cloudy sky. Temperature will hover between minus 6 degrees to 8 degrees Celsius. Muzaffarabad will have cloudy sky. Temperature will move between 2 to 14 degrees Celsius. In Dehradun, the temperature will hover between 7 and 20 degrees Celsius. The city will have partly cloudy sky with possibility of rain or thunderstorm or dust storm. Chandigarh will have generally cloudy sky with 1 or 2 spells of rain or thunder showers. The temperature is likely to hover between 6 and 17 degrees Celsius. In Hyderabad, the minimum temperature was 17 degrees Celsius, while the maximum will be 27 degrees. The city will have partly cloudy sky. Ahmedabad will have partly cloudy sky. The minimum temperature was 16 degrees Celsius, while the maximum will be around 28 degrees. In Patna, sky will be partly cloudy. Temperature will hover between 8 degrees and 24 degrees. And in Guwahati, the minimum temperature was 10 degrees Celsius, while the maximum will be 25 degrees.
Prime Minister Narendra Modi will deliver the inaugural address at the National Meteorology Conclave tomorrow through video conferencing. He will also dedicate the National Atomic Timescale and the Bharatiya Nideshak Dravya to the nation and lay the foundation stone of the National Environmental Standards Laboratory. Union Minister Dr. Harshvardhan will also be present on the occasion. The National Atomic Timescale generates Indian Standard Time with an accuracy of 2.8 nanoseconds. The Bharatiya Nideshak Dravya is supporting testing and calibration of laboratories for quality assurance at par with international standards. The National Environmental Standards Laboratory will aid self-reliance in the certification of ambient air and industrial emission monitoring equipment.
Maharashtra led the nation today in paying tributes to the daughter of the soil, Savitribai Phule, on her 190th birth anniversary. Savitribai, one of the greatest social reformers of all times, is credited with having pioneered women education in India. A range of activities took place to celebrate Savitri Utsav, declared by the government of Maharashtra to mark her birth anniversary. Greeting on the occasion of Kranti Jyoti Savitribai Phule's birth anniversary, Maharashtra Deputy Chief Minister Ajit Pawar said that Mahatma Jyotirao Phule was supported by Savitribai in all his endeavours. Mahatma Phule started the first school for women in the country, and Savitribai took the responsibility of being the first female teacher in that school. The Deputy Chief Minister wished the people of the state a happy Mahila Shikshan Dina, as the state government is also celebrating her birthday as the Mahila Shikshan Din. And now, before we end the bulletin, the headlines once again. Drugs Controller General of India approves 2 COVID-19 vaccines, AstraZeneca's Covishield and Bharat Biotech's Covaxin, for restricted use in emergency situation. Prime Minister Narendra Modi hails scientific community, says approval is a decisive turning point to strengthen a spirited fight. Country's COVID-19 recovery rate reaches 96.16%. Denmark's Oscar nominee another round to be the opening movie at the 51st International Film Festival of India in Goa, and moderate to heavy snowfall in South Kashmir and higher reaches of Ladakh, rain/Jammu region and also Delhi and adjoining areas. For details of these stories and more, log on to our website newsonair.com and News on AIR app. And with that, we end the Midday News.